Alfred Lord Tennyson's poem Tithonus tells the story of Tithonus and Eos, also known as Aurora, the goddess of the dawn. She takes him for a lover, and he requests of her to give him immortality. And so Eos goes to Zeus and asks for immortality for Tithonus, which he grants. But she doesn't think to specify to ask for agelessness along with the immortality. And so he doesn't die, but he continues to age as a human would until he's invalid and can't even speak anymore. So this poem is about his struggle, and it is written in iambic pentameter, which I know we hear a lot, but what does that actually mean? So it is a rhythm that is created through the poem with a pattern of unstress, stress, unstress, stress. And it goes throughout the entire poem in that same way. And that's the iamb. Now the pentameter or pentameter is going to be penta being 5. It's 5 feet. And how you measure that is 1 foot is going to be 1 iamb. So that's 1 time of unstressed stress. And so that's 2 syllables. So for 5 feet, that's 10 syllables total. So each line is going to have 10 syllables of the pattern unstressed stress. So we are going to kind of feel that rhythm. It is significant to the poem, and we're going to get into that in the analysis later. But first, we're just going to listen to the rhythm of the iambic pentameter. First on guitar. And I'm going to slow it down so you can really feel that rhythm. It's going to be too slow to speak along with it, but you can hear it. So here we have the iamb with the B. That's one line of the poetry. Second line. Every time I'm playing softer or more muted, that's an unstressed syllable. The ones that are more resonant and full, those are the stressed syllables. There's 2 lines. Usually stressed syllables last longer than the unstressed ones too. So that's why they go longer. There's 4 lines. So now we're gonna speed it up a little bit. Hear it on the keyboard, but to speak with it, it would be a slow drawl. So we're not going to, we're just gonna feel the rhythm a little bit and then go on. There's 1 line of the poetry. 2 lines. 3 lines. 4 lines. All right, so now we are going to hear the poem Tithonus, but the only thing I am able to play fast enough to go along with natural speaking speed is the drums for this while I recite. So we're gonna go ahead and hear the poem and feel the rhythm. The woods decay and fall. The vapors weep their burden to the ground. Here at the quiet limit of the world, a white-haired shadow roaming like a dream, the ever-silent spaces of the east, far-folded mists and gleaming halls of morn. Alas, for this gray shadow, once a man, so glorious in his beauty and thy choice, who madest him thy chosen, that he seemed to his great heart none other than a god. I ask thee, give me immortality. Then didst thou grant mine asking with a smile. Like wealthy men who care not how they give, but thy strong hours indignant worked their wills, and beat me down and marred and wasted me. And though they could not end me, left me maimed, to dwell in presence of immortal youth, immortal age beside immortal youth. And all I was in ashes, can thy love, thy beauty make amends? Though even now close over us the silver star, thy guide, shines in those tremulous eyes that fill with tears. To hear me? Let me go. Take back thy gift. Why should a man desire in any way to vary from the kindly race of men, or pass beyond the goal of ordinance, where all should pause as is most meet for all? A soft air fans the cloud apart, there comes a glimpse of that dark world where I was born. Once more the old mysterious glimmer steals from thy pure brows and from thy shoulders peer, and bosom beating with a heart renewed, thy cheek begins to redden through the gloom, thy sweet eyes brighten slowly close to mine, ere yet they blind the stars and the wild team, which love thee yearning for thy yoke. Arise and shake the darkness from their loosened manes, and beat the twilight into flakes of fire. Lo, ever thus thou growest beautiful. In silence then before thine answer given, departest and thy tears are on my cheek. Why wilt thou ever scare me with thy tears, and make me tremble lest a saying learnt in days far off on that dark earth be true? The gods themselves cannot recall their gifts. I me, with what another heart, in days far off, and with what other eyes I used to watch, if I be he that watched. The lucid outline forming round thee saw, the dim curls kindle into sunny rings, changed with thy mystic change, and felt my blood glow with the glow that slowly crimsoned all thy presence and thy portals, while I lay, mouth, forehead, eyelids, growing dewy warm, with kisses balmier than half-opening buds of April, and could hear the lips that kissed, whispering I knew not what of wild and sweet, like that strange song I heard Apollo sing, while Ilion like a mist rose into towers. Yet hold me not forever in thine east. How can my nature longer mix with thine? Coldly thy rosy shadows bathe me, cold are all thy lights, and cold my wrinkled feet upon thy glimmering thresholds, when the steam floats up from those dim fields about the homes of happy men that have the power to die, and grassy barrows of the happier dead. Release me and restore me to the ground. Thou seest all things, thou wilt see my grave. Thou wilt renew thy beauty morn by morn. By earth and earth forget these empty courts, and thee returning on thy silver wheels. So you can see Tithonus is really having a hard time here. He's struggling being immortal, yet continuing to age. And there's a repetition. He keeps saying far off. and reflecting on his time on earth as a mortal. And it feels so far away. He's so removed and detached from it. He doesn't even feel like the same person anymore. He questions if he is in fact the same person that he used to be at all. He doesn't feel like he is. And it feels very unnatural for him, to where he's longing for death because he's past his time, but he can't have it. And how the iambic pentameter is significant in this poem is that usually with iambic pentameter, you would find a rhyme scheme. It would be rhyming lines. That's typically how it's done. Like a Shakespearean sonnet, for example, is iambic pentameter, and those rhyme as well. But here with Tithonus, we have blank verse. So we have the rhythm of the iambic pentameter, which is steady throughout the entire poem, as we see. And that is representative of Tithonus's immortality. And then with the rhyme missing, that's like the agelessness missing from his immortality. It's like literally the poem is rhythm without rhyme. And that's how he's feeling, being immortal yet continuing to age. It's like reflective of his struggle. So I hope you enjoyed the poem and analysis and learning a little bit more about iambic pentameter.